Hello and welcome back to another Castorice video. So in today's video we are going to be talking the one and only meta breaker, which is, well, Castorice, right? So without further ado, let's just jump right into her build. So we're here now. I'm just gonna go over her pretty quickly because as she's, in my opinion, pretty simple to build, but which there is some puns, I believe, and I think I already mentioned this in my previous videos, but because she's a remembrance, remember, we have limited remembrance light cone currently in the game. That also means that her Cynator is a must-have in a way. It's not that she's going to lack damage without her light cone, it's that you're going to feel more comfortable playing her when you're using her light cone. But no worries, I'm going to have a gameplay later on that actually showcases both her with her light cone and her without her light cone, right? Her signature light cone. So your best bet after this will be Simulated Universe light cone for remembrance, which is Memory's Curtain Never Falls on AS5. Again, to be honest, we don't need the speed. That's the number one thing that is kind of adaptable about for this light cone, is that you don't need speed. In Castorice's case, you want to avoid speed instead and go for the other ones. However, the increased damage allies will actually not help you because you want to increase Castorice's damage instead of her allies. That's why this light cone is kind of a meh for me, but just because of the HP attack and death compared to a 4-star light cone, which is immensely low in a way, that's just why you will get this light cone. That's basically it. Other than that, other best light cone in 4-star sadly is actually locked behind BP. Let me just show you in a bit. So this is her Remembrance BP light cone, her best 4-star light cone right now, which is Sweat Now Cry Less light cone. It increases the crit rate to 12% and increases the damage of the wearer Meme Sprite by up to 24%, which is immensely good for Castorice. But for now, that's the only other best light cone I would recommend for her. Other than that, you might have to cope with a 4-star light cone. Either you can go with this, the Victory in a Blink. On S5 it will increase at least crit damage. Also, you can get some crit damage, which is okay, or you can cope with the 3-star Reminiscence light cone. That's also fine, in which it will deal up to 32% to damage when the Member Sprite then starts again. It's really copium. No, never use Shadowburn. Either use Reminiscence or Victory in a Blink, or you can use the Memory's Curtain Never Falls on S5. That's for her light cone. Traces wise, go for her Netherite or Meme Sprite first, and then go for her bonus skills, right? The bonus ability is a must-have first before you go to increasing these three, which is her ultimate, skill, and talent, right? So in the order, I would say, personally, I would just recommend you leveling all of them maxed out. It will be for the best, but you can go for ultimate first, and then you can go to skill, and you can go to talent. That also works in a way. Also, there is a exclusive pod when it comes to Castorice, as you can see here, in which she will delay your team from going down if an ally character receives a killing blow, and it will enter the Moon Cocoon state, and if that character is healed, then they will just be revived, right? That is exclusive only to her and only by having her on your account. This will be applying to any teams, even if Castorice is not in the team, which is the one that people are protesting about. So yes, let's just get to her relics real quick. Building her is not hard. In fact, it is very simple. All you need to do is first to get 4-piece Pot of Morning Collapse, 2-piece of Bone Collection Serene, and your build should focus on only crit rate, crit damage, and HP. Try to avoid speed as much as possible, because as you can see from the 4-piece set of here, you want to have a speed lower than 95 to get even more crit rate. So your best bet is to just go for HP, crit damage. A little bit of attack is always fine, but main focus should be on HP. So as you can see here, on body I use a crit damage and I still have that golden HP percentage. I'm still wondering whether to use HP percent here because I have a good relic on HP percent, but after testing it out, it would still be much better to have a crit damage body on her. I don't recommend you to use a crit rate buddy on her simply because her relic set already gives a free 32% crit rate, so that means you don't need to build crit rate that much on her and she'll be good. She'll crit a lot. So on feet or shoes, you would want to get HP. Don't get for speed. Again, don't go speed, don't go attack, you just go HP. For planar sphere, at first I tried it out using quantum damage boost, but turns out HP percentage is just way much better. Also same thing for link rope, in which you also want to get HP percent and just go on full crit rate, crit damage, HP build, right? That will be your best bet. I would say how far HP you need. I would say the range around 8,000 to 10,000 is already a good one. So if you can get around 9,000 to 10,000, that's already a very good sign. At minimum, I think she should be on around 8,000 HP. That will be a good benchmark, I would say, to know if there's enough HP or not. That is for her build. Now let's just straight go into her Eidolons. So on E1, you will actually have more damage to enemy the lower their HP get, and when their HP is below 50%, you will actually deal damage up to 140% of the original damage, which is pretty huge, right? E2 will actually make you gain Castorice's stacks or gain Castorice all the much more faster, enabling a more faster rotation, a more fluent rotation as well, right? Now, I would say just go till E1. That will be enough for Castorice. Again, your main focus should be her light cone, not her Eidolon, because she was perfectly fine on E0 as 1, but E1 just makes it more damage, right? More damage. E2 makes it more faster. After E2, if you want to go beyond it, then make sure you have enough money to at least wail for E6 or just pull E6 straight away, because her E4 only increases incoming killing, which is not a really huge thing on its own, right? So it's just better to go for E6 so you can decimate all enemies in the field, and that's basically her build. Now let's just get right into her teams. What about her teams? Now when you go for teams, you basically want a healer, any healer. Rocha is actually the best one when it's paired with her right now, ironically. I do know he is an old unit, so not everyone actually have him. And also I do not recommend you to use 3B you get from the event to buy Rocha. Instead buy Runmei or any other future character later on if you want to save up that currency. I'm gonna make a separate video on that pretty soon. So other than a healer, you would actually want to get a Harmony. Now Runmei will be your best bet. Again, if you don't have Runmei, you can feel free to get a Runmei from the freebie. If not Runmei, you can also replace Runmei with Bronya. Bronya also works in a way, even though it's not as good as Runmei, she still works, right? Other than that, you can also do Sunday, but if my memory serves right, Sunday does not really synergize well with Castorice due to how her Mama Sprite and her ult actually works, so it's going to be a little bit hard to actually synergize Sunday and Castorice, but you still can use her if you want to. Robin is also okay if you want to use Robin on your team, so basically any Harmony is fine. For the final slot, you just go Remembrance Trailblazer, or you can also go with 3B if you have 3B, so you can use your Remembrance Trailblazer on another team or on another path. And that basically sums up for Castorice's team. A little bit of a bonus tip here is that you can actually change your Harmony if you want to any HP drain DPS or sub DPS. For example, Jingliu, which drains her team's HP every time she does her skill before she goes into her enhanced state, or a character like Blade, for example, that drains your ally's HP and his own HP as well to gain more damage. Or you can also use the newest character, which is My Day, that drains his own HP a lot. And because all of that will eventually build Castorice's stack much faster, so you can increase her ult uptime and her rotation by doing that also. But I have not tested it out due to my lack of HP drain type of characters, so do it at your own risk, okay? But for me, I will just play safe and I will just play this team. Now that's basically it for her team builds and kits. Now let's just go to the gameplay comparison between an E0 S0 Castorice and an E0 S1 Castorice.
命は地へ帰る。
食材の時だ。
生命は呼吸するだけではない。ふっ死の毒よ。死を守れ。命のいずれ風に吹き落とされる。
俺を信じ不可能はない。
この時間を大切。朽ち果て
焦るな。お別れの時だ。亡者再臨。
神聖を。
天使を授けん。亡者再臨。
地へ帰る。死の毒よ。
償いたまえ。
本質は同じ。
厄介を避けん。いける。
命は脆くない。死の毒よ。
食材の時だ。亡者再臨。
研究の方。この時間地へ帰る。
俺を信じ不可能はない。
死を守れ。授けます。
俺が維新伝心か。天使を授けん。
このぬくもりは忘れません。生命は命の葉。いずれ風に吹き落とされる。
Okay, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any question, please do let me know in the comment section below. I will reply as soon as possible. And that's basically it for this Castorice guide. I hope you enjoy it. I'll see you guys in the next video. This is DY and I'm out. Peace everyone. Have a good day. Have a great night. Goodbye.